Hi, this is Stuart Talley. We're here to provide an update on the LFIT V40 hip issue that has recently come to light in the medical community. Specifically, the LFIT V40 hip is a hip that was manufactured and designed by a company called Stryker. Stryker designs and manufactures many different kinds of hips. And in particular, the LFIT V40 is a head, and that's the ball that goes on the top of a stem. And it can go on different kinds of stems, and it's designed to basically replicate the top of your femur. It's the ball that goes into the cup. So the problem that they've been having with these hips is they're finding corrosion where the stem and the ball meet. Okay, there's corrosion occurring, and in several cases there's been reports in the medical literature that there's been so much corrosion that the stem has actually broken, which is a catastrophic failure. There was a report that came out in August in the medical literature that 5 patients had these catastrophic failures. Now, we've recently learned that Stryker sent a letter to surgeons around the United States announcing a recall of these heads, these LFIT V40 heads. The recall notice does not tell doctors to contact their patients. It doesn't order doctors to do blood tests to figure out whether corrosion is occurring or not. And it provides very limited information. This recall letter, for some reason, does not appear on Stryker's website. At least we couldn't find it. There was no press release issued, and we couldn't find the recall letter anywhere on the FDA website as well. So it's unclear why Stryker is not publicizing this recall in a much more broad manner so that people know what's going on. But what we have been told is that the problem with this hip is that there is micromotion, which means where the ball and the stem meet, there's tiny motion, and that causes a situation where the stem starts to corrode, and when it corrodes, it releases cobalt and chromium ions into the hip joint. So there may be many people out there who have high cobalt and chromium in their hip joint and don't know why it's happening, or they don't know that they have it. So if you have one of these hips, if you're having any kind of hip problems and you have a Stryker hip, it's a very good idea to go to your surgeon and get a copy of your operative report and product ID stickers so you can find out exactly what kind of hip you have. If you have an LFIT V40, you want to get a blood test done to find out if you have cobalt and chromium being leached from the hip. There's been numerous problems with hips leaching cobalt and chromium into the hip joint. It destroys the muscles, the tendons, the tissues. And if your surgeon just does an x-ray and nothing else, he'll never discover the problem. So it's important to know what you have, find out if your hip's leaching these cobalt and chromium ions, because that might be the cause of your problems. So if you have an LFIT V40 or any other problems with your hip, feel free to give us a call. You can reach us at the phone number on the screen. You can visit our website, fill out one of our online forms, and a lawyer will call you right back.